Hello and welcome to Softtek Tutorials. Today's video is all about taking you guys through Microsoft Office Word. Microsoft Office Word is a processing tool that is used for typing text documents. We really need to know where it is normally used. By the time you get to know about the definition, you also need to know the importance. And that takes us to where it is normally used in daily life. They normally use Microsoft Office Word in offices and even at home. I have organized a very simple and brief description about Microsoft Office Word, and here it is. So I've given a brief description as a Microsoft processing tool. I'm adding Microsoft there because MS Word is a Microsoft product. So it's a Microsoft processing tool that is used for typing and saving text documents. Where it is normally used, I've said it earlier, that is not used in the offices. You can also use it at home. It is used in the office mainly for typing business documents. You can also use it at home for typing your letter or a CV. For example, when you're going to look for work, you can use it as long as you have your laptop or a desktop computer. So I hope you have at least known where MS Word is normally used. And before we start on our MS Word, we really need to take note of these two terms. I'm talking about a file and a folder. A file is a container. Take a file as a container that is used for storing data or information. Right now, we're already dealing with a file, just that we have not named our file. That's why it is just called untitled. The name of the file is always reflected on top. So this is now a file, and it is already holding this data. This is what we term as data, the text that we type inside our unnamed file. So that's why we are saying that a file is a container that is used as a computer resource. I'm using the term container. I think it's on you guys might easily capture and understand, but it is the same as a computer resource. So a file is a computer resource or a container that is used for storing data or information, while a folder is a collection of files. A folder, this is like the house that is accommodating files, where you keep all your files, and we are going to look into that. So where you keep your files is what we term as a folder, and it's always a good practice whenever you're dealing with MS Word. Make sure that you first start with creating a folder. It doesn't matter whether you're creating it on the desktop or documents. You can choose one side. So now let's start on our MS Word, and I told you earlier that we need to first start by creating a folder. That's always our first priority. Let me minimize this. This one was just show you that we are dealing with Word. So now we are on our desktop. Let's create a folder by right clicking on the desktop, then you click on new, you go to folder. You can name it as Word. Just click on enter to create it. It's always a good practice to organize your folders very well on your desktop. So we have now done the first part, that is taking us to our MS Word first document. We have finished the first step, that is creating folder. So now let's create a file. And how do we create a file? We really need to open our MS Word. So we just click on the start button on your keyboard, and then you type Word. You can either double click on it to open it, or you can just click on enter. Then it's now going to open our Word document. So right now, this is the first interface that will always be shown to you whenever you are opening your MS Word. It will show you a variety of templates. That are what we call templates. You see, some are already having text, and we don't need those ones. These ones are just templates. They are presented to you, either edit. But if you're a beginner, it's really a good practice for you to start with a blank document, so that you type your own words there. So let's click on blank document. You just double click to open it. So we have now opened our Word document. What we need to do, let's first save it however much it is still long. Let's save it, and we are saving it to our folder that we created on the desktop. So now just go to File, then you click on Save As, click on Browse. So we are now going to where we created and saved our folder. It was on the desktop, so just double click on the desktop. When you double click on the desktop, it will show you all the folders. You see all these ones are folders. When you see them yellow in color, this is a folder. So you just double click on your folder. By the time it shows the name here up near the desktop, this one clearly shows that we are now inside our folder. And what this means is our Word folder is inside the desktop, and then the desktop is inside our machine. This is what this root means. So now we can give it a file name here. Let's give it as first Word. That is the name we have given to our file, and we are saving it now. We are keeping our file inside our folder. That's why we are saying that a folder is a collection of files. So you can really save as many files as possible inside this folder. So now we're just dealing with only one file. We save it. Save. So we have now done a very great step. It's really a very important one. So let's type some text inside our blank document. And the name of our file is now called First Word. If you want to see that name, it is just here located up. This is now the name of the file. So let's give it as MS Word. Click on enter. So here, this is where you need to just type some text which is related to MS Word. So I hope you guys are gonna be having your machines, and you can type this and type the definition and then where it is normally used. So we can at least increase the size of our title, and that one will take us to what we call font size. Font size, and here it is. So before I even click, you just need to hover if you want to know the name of the stuff you're dealing with. So when you hover, it just tells you that now you're dealing with font size. So let's click on our font size, and we take it to font size 24 or 26 or 48. Let me make it 48. So you can now see we have given it a font size of 48. But it's really not very thick the way we want, so that's what we term as bolding. I was just using a very simple term, making it thicker. So just come and click on B here to bold it, so you can now see. Now it looks thick, and this is really nice. So we have so far covered two formatting features. These are what we call formatting features. The bold, the font size, is what we call also italic. We haven't yet used it, I'm just showing you. Then there's what we call underline. Underline, just in simple terms, you can, this is just English term, you can easily know what it means to underline the text. So we shall really cover many things from this tab, but for today we're just going to cover from bold, italic, underline, and then increasing the font size, which you have already seen. This is another way of increasing the font size. Then this one is another way of decreasing. So you can either use this way or this method. So let me show you this method. This was the first method that we used, where we are selecting numbers. But maybe you want to use this one. This is also another way of increasing the font size. And just make sure you first highlight what you are going to deal with. When you are finished highlighting it, then you can now click on that big capital A. So you can see we are still increasing font size. It does the same job with this. They are all font sizes. This one is increasing the font, even this one is also dealing with increasing the font. If you want to reduce the font, you can just click on the small capital letter A and you can be able to reduce. So those are the simple formatting features that we have included here. Then for the case of underlining, you first highlight your work and then you click on underline. There it is, and then it underlines your work. Here now it underlines your work. So now by default our font size is just going to remain as 28. That means whenever we want to type another thing, it will make it appear in the font size of 28. For example, if I type something here now, it will just bring it in the font size of 28, but you might not want that. So what do you do? Before you even type, you have to come this way and you reduce it. You take it to the default, which was 12, and then you remove the bolding, you remove the underlining. Then you can now click on enter, and then you write there. Then this way you can write your subtitle, maybe Microsoft. Microsoft Word. Maybe we also want to. So now let's apply the effect of what we call italic. Italic means the text has to appear a little bit bending. That means you just, this is always the first thing whenever you want to perform certain effect on a certain line of text. So you have to highlight this. Don't forget about this, guys. Highlight and then you go to your italic. Just click. So you can now see. So you can see right now Microsoft Word is bending. Is a little bit bending compared to this. They are really different in the formatting features. So this is the application of italic to make the letters a little bit bent. Now let's cover some other formatting features such as coloring. You just have to come to this A, then you click on this small arrow, click on the font color, then you can now choose. Maybe you want to make this red. You can see now it is red in color. We have not bolded it. If you want to make it bold, you just highlight and then you click. By the way, this one is a new feature in 2019 Office Word and even Microsoft Office Word 2016. When you highlight, it just appears. It brings the box for all these formatting features. I have been going back this way because maybe some of you guys it is not showing this that it is showing to me. I have been seeing it. It's just that for the basics I have to use from this side. So you can click on that and it makes it bold. You can even choose different type of underlining, maybe double underlining. You can see Microsoft Word. So these are some of the few formatting features that we shall be applying, and I hope you have learned how to bold, make it italic and underline, plus increasing the font size. So let's complete by applying a font family. These are the different types of fonts. So let's apply a font family on our first title. Just highlight it, then you come and you click on. When you click on this small arrow, it will bring for you a list of different font families. So you can decide to use Algerian, as you can see. If you don't want to use Algerian, you can really play around with these font families and you see how they behave. This is what you call Arial Black. You can use that. There's another one. If you don't want to be clicking here and see the list, you can just type. This is what we call Times and New Roman. That. Just click on enter. I love that font family. It's really good. So you can try it. It's all the rest. Even you can apply it on the subtitle. You can apply a different font style. Maybe here you are trying to use Arial. That is okay. You can even use on this to highlight first. Let me hope you guys are familiar with highlighting. So you just need to start by placing your cursor at the end of the text. And then you drag while you have pressed on the left button of the mouse. You just need to drag going to the right direction, or you can do the opposite, from right to the left. You can still highlight it. That process is a lot of time as highlighting. So now we can apply a different font style. Maybe this one. Yeah. So I'll stop from here because our main topic for today was how to start with MS Word, and we have really covered many important features here. So you can do your own practice at your own free time. Thank you. If the video has been successful and you have picked something, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel.